I'm gonna review. So basically, this is the initial trend. This is the high time frame Dow, and we see that the initial sign of strength over here, went up on 6,000, pulled back on 7,000, 7,000. All it did was test, and it was about half the length of the 6,000. So 6,000 is your sign of strength. 7,000 is the effort that was expended just to test this area. Alright, so we're going to just mark this area as tested, okay, and draw the trend line on it. Then after that, it rallied on another 6,000. This is why you know that the buying waves are stronger, so they're gonna go up. And what it did was test this area. Then again it rallied, right? 1 second. Alright, anyway, so this is tested and this is tested, it's holding. And then after that, it rallies again. Was this tested? It's not tested. So that is something you want to keep in your mind and label as untested. Up here, consolidation, rally again, and it pulls back, which means it is tested. Alright. Okay. Then it pulls back, it rallies, and again you get a beautiful test. Right? Okay, but now there's certain things that are not making, I say not making sense, but more that are cautionary. The first is basically these guys, they bought on 6,000, not 60,000. Can't move this. Alright, this pullback is very heavy. So the question is whether this is this group getting out and taking profits, because they've made profits. They've held about 4 days, about a week, and they're exiting their position up here. So I'm kind of aware that sometimes you see 60,000 contracts was sold today. Alright, so let's now take a look at inside that 60,000 to see what the price action looked like. So obviously this was Friday's action. They bought all over here, right? Pull back on 5, climax on 17, and there was extremely high activity, I guess relatively speaking, and they pulled back and started moving sideways, did an up thrust here, up here, did the up thrust, pull back, went up here. This is that sign of weakness, that this is a sign of weakness or change of behavior, whatever. Basically it's selling, right? Because the climax up here is on 17, and that's pretty heavy. Get out. 16,000, very very close. So they're selling high. Look, the climax, a retest on an up thrust, and from that up thrust it is retested and selling high, 16,000 from the high. So now the action here is getting interesting. Eventually demand tries and evaporates right there. And price falls, supply takes over right there. 1,000 up, 7,000 down. So what's that telling you? It's telling you that it's the supply right now has taken control. It's going to be hard for them to rally above this area, because when it went up, it didn't have any type of a following. It went up and all it found was 1,000 contracts and basically fell on 7,000. So supply, in my opinion, this should continue down unless, what the higher time frame is showing is there's a test and there's going to be reaccumulation in this area. That's the bullish possibility. The bullish possibility is this break and this area is actually a reaccumulation area, because it's off of a level and it's just testing. But in my opinion, from what I sense on an immediate trend, it is definitely, the immediate trend is down, no questions asked. The internal chart, wave chart on the internals, was giving early signal over here. When the buying wave dried up, it went up for 2 minutes and went down for 11, went up for 12, couldn't make a new high, went down on 18 minutes. The wave turned over here. Dow took a much longer time to turn, almost pretty long time, but eventually it's going to follow, and it did. So the question is, were they bringing it up and distributing in this area and then selling? And now this area is such a critical area, because the market, okay, right now the market is looking for demand. If there's no demand, this trend is in jeopardy of breaking on a higher time frame. Right, that's my 2 cents. So we'll see if that happens. For a short-term trader, like, the immediate trend has been broken already and positions have been established. Where? Probably right here, where you have that nice thrusting bar. See? 1 up, 7 down, no question. Bearish control. But this is what I want to see, this block here. Like, what are they doing in this block? And let's take a look at the damn, I don't have the profile on it, but this line here is heavy, right in this middle line. So we'll see if they break out of it. If that would indicate that this was possible reaccumulation. And if they break down, then this is possible distribution or redistribution from this area. I'm done. Thank you.